star Brittany Griner's 9-year prison sentence.
However, the court did note time left to be served will be recalculated in order to take into account the time she has spent in pretrial detention. Griner was convicted on drug charges after a vape canister containing cannabis oil was found in her luggage at Moscow's airport back in February. For more on this, let's bring in William E. Pomerantz. He's the director of the Wilson Center's Keenan Institute. I just want, I'm very curious. I know that, of course, this third denial has been denied, or this third appeal has been denied, rather. What options does she have at this point? I hear that Bill Richardson might help in with some form of diplomatic answer. I mean, does she have any other options?
She really doesn't have any options in the Russian criminal justice system. So any sort of agreement to get Brittany Griner back will have to be through political means. So Ambassador Richardson has already been there once. He will most likely go there again, but it's uncertain whether he has the clout to bring Brittany Griner back.
Wow. We heard Lilia explain that they're going to count her time held in pretrial detention, though that is of little comfort for her and her family. As you're talking about the diplomatic options, one that you and I have talked about, William, is a proposed prisoner swap for Griner and another American, Paul Whelan, who's been held in Russia since 2018. Tell all of us more about what the prisoner swap process entails.
Well, it just simply requires a diplomatic agreement between Russia and the United States to swap various prisoners that they have in custody. Unfortunately, this whole incident has taken place in the aftermath of the war in Ukraine. And obviously, Russia and the United States are not talking to each other, but they have imposed important sanctions on each country. And the idea that somehow that a diplomatic solution is at hand or can be readily achieved is very difficult to see. Unfortunately, Brittany Griner has just been caught up in a world crisis, and whether we can extricate her from that crisis will be very difficult.
So it's unlikely that there would be something like a prisoner swap, or is what you're saying that Russia would demand something beyond a prisoner swap and actually easing some restrictions from the U.S.?
No, I think there is a possibility of a prisoner swap. The name that has been bandied about is Victor Bout, who's in American custody and is known in terms as the merchant of death. Unfortunately, what we have negotiated is a 2-for-1 swap, essentially, that Brittany Griner and Paul Whelan would be exchanged potentially for Mr. Bout. But unfortunately, the Russians basically feel that they don't want a 2-for-1 swap, they want a 2-for-2 swap. And therefore, we would have to bring in another Russian who is held in custody in the United States in order to facilitate the swap that President Biden and his team has put forward.
Got it. So it's not prisoner in sanctions, it's prisoner for 2-for-2.
It's prisoner and prisoner, but it's unclear what Russia will actually demand. There is absolutely a possibility, in light of the severe sanctions that have been put on Russia, that President Putin will see this as a bargaining chip to somehow open up these sanctions, or bring in other types of issues into these negotiations. So yes, the prisoner swap is the best possibility, but it is by no means clear that Russia will only want a prisoner swap, that they will want some sort of relief from sanctions or other restrictions that have been put on the Russian Federation.
Wow. William Pomerantz, thank you.
Okay. So let me go first. So for Brittany Griner, I think she's stuck there. I don't think she's coming back. And this is how I see it. The more that the Americans keep sending money to the Ukraine, the more Russia's gonna want the more the Russia wants to add something to the prisoner swap. because America keep getting money, keep getting money, keep getting money to the Ukraine. Just keep going and going and going. And Russia's like, yo, if you're gonna keep doing that, okay, I'm gonna up the deal, up the deal. It's gonna be so out of control that Joe Biden's like, I can't do this. He can't. And like I said, him and Joe and Putin, they don't get along. So my thing is like, Brittany Griner, you're stuck there. I don't think nothing's gonna happen. You're stuck. You know, she's stuck in a war right now, and that's where it goes right now. And like I said, a lot of people's forgetting about her because she's in jail. You know, hopefully she'll get out in early release, maybe 8 years or something, all that type of stuff. But Brady Grinder, I'm sorry, you're stuck there. You know, you are stuck. That's my take on it.
Man, that's a sad thing you said. Brittany Griner, we all make mistakes. That one mistake she made caused her pretty much to be in this political war. And I don't think this political war, like you said, Joanne, I don't think it's going anywhere. Especially you made a good point in the aspect of the Ukraine, how the United States continue to send billions to the Ukraine, and yet Russia is going to demand more. As you can see now, before they wanted one prisoner, now they want two. They might make it three, they might make it four. So my thing is, I think she should go ahead, be calm, do your sentence there, wait till Donald Trump comes back so he can get you out. That's my best bet, because I don't think Joe Biden administration, I don't think they care. I think their mind's so focused on something else. I don't really think they weren't too much about Brittany Griner at the end of the day. But it's just a sad thing for someone like her to experience that type of turmoil. Because I think people always expect you to get in trouble and then someone gonna come for your rescue. But sometimes that's not how things go. And hopefully, you know, I think they still are working on the deal, but supposedly right now, her lawyer was trying to get an appeal to reduce the sentence instead of making it 9 years. I think bringing it down to four to five, I believe so, and she got denied. So now they're trying to do it again to try to see if they get another appeal. But the thing about overseas, the way they handle the laws there is totally different from the states. In the states, you can use your money, you can use your power, you can use your fame, you can use your celebrities. All of that can work in your favor. But over there in Russia, when you're a woman, it doesn't work that way. That's my take on it.
We talking about places like Russia, Bali, Thailand, the Philippines. You over there playing with drugs, you gonna ask for something. In the wake of this situation, Brittany Renner's collateral damage and a chest piece at the same time. She's gonna sweat there for a little minute. What Jordan said is true. I'm looking like a good 2 years. I'm looking at like a good 2 years, unless if the talks come. Because let me tell you something. Um, Russia's gonna ask for some stuff to release her. And to be honest with you, the reason Joe hasn't moved as quickly as possible because she's not that important. This is not a general. This is not a soldier. This is not somebody. This is not like no espionage gangster. It's a basketball player, a mulatto excuse my language, a biracial basketball player. Right now, we're in the midst of a freaking war. We're going to gamble by giving up two political prisoners, one who they call the Merchant of Death, for a basketball player. People, I just want you to understand, when we playing Battleships Galactica here, we're playing World of Wars right now. How you moving your chess piece? United States is one of the most powerful nations in this country. We about killing. We got arms and we got the soldiers to prove it. And we got the nuclear weapons and the intelligence. So Jordan is right. My brother is right. I feel she's going to sweat for a little minute. I'm giving her a good 2 years. A good 2 years after this whole thing shakes down, they're going to ask for something. Other than that, but she's not coming home right away. And yes, my brother also was right. If Trump was here, she probably would have been home already. And we wouldn't have evolved ourselves into that war.
I agree. Facts.
And then one more thing about people, how she gonna get over the vape pen. Let me tell you guys something. Even though weed is, most of these states is legalizing weed, The federal government just started to just decriminalize weed. So this is just for the weed. This is just started so people to decriminalize in the United States. It hasn't affected the whole world yet because people think weed is still illegal. So I want you people to guys to know, even though it's legal here in most of these states, it's still illegal in mostly other countries, and y'all have to see that and realize that. So y'all can see what Brittany Griner did, right? Take that, and we go to other countries. Listen, because I'll tell you this: if you go to somewhere to Dubai, let's
Oh
say
yeah.
let's say you didn't bring any vape pen. Let's say they pulled you over. If they find some type of weed in your system, you're locked
Oh
up.
yeah, you done. Yeah,
You're
you done.
done. You are done. I'm just letting you guys know. So
Facts.
people, be wary of we go to other countries. Other drugs like weed, you know, might be something simple. It might be legal here. It's very illegal in other countries, and it hasn't spread around to how weed is good for the system. That's all I gotta say about that.
And not only that, but guys, you know, like I said, we're gonna continue to give you information as more information drop about Brittany Griner each and every week. We're gonna try to talk about her, but this was major news because, like I said earlier, they tried to go and try to get a pill for it. It got denied, and it's just a sad thing. And this is why you gotta like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell on the right hand side, because we go live each and every Sunday, 7:30 Eastern time, and you don't want to miss our live because this is the way we talk about it here. That's how you get hit over there. So make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and also leave a comment what you think about the Brittany Reiner case. Do you think she will be let go? Do you think she's gonna do another 2 years? Let us know what you think. We over and out. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.